My name is Andrea. This is Geeky Girls Journal. Welcome in, welcome in. This is a pop-up. Pop-up because I wasn't here yesterday or today because I had a whole lot of momming to do. This is so weird, this angle. This angle is weird, y'all. Excuse me. I'm trying to keep it out of the sun directly, but also trying to have this conversation with you all. So the title of this live is Spin the Block. Spin the block. Come on back over here. Come on back over. So I was listening to this conversation. I'll make this quick. I was listening to this conversation earlier this morning, a part of it. You all know I'm forever catching like the end of conversations as I'm driving my kids back and forth to school. So I was listening to the end of this conversation, and the question was, have you ever been in a position where you had to spin the block? Well, it was something along that line. They were asking about spinning the block. So I was like, what's that? Well, I just assumed it meant coming back to something, like going back. But as they talked, I realized they were talking about relationships, right? So spinning the block, they were like, would you ever spin the block and, I guess, date romantically, come back to somebody that were in a relationship with before? And, some people, I only heard one person's reasoning, and they said they would. They said they would spin the block. So I was thinking, knowing a part of the question, would I ever spin the block? Not now because I'm married, but if I were single, would I ever spin the block? The answer would be yes to that question because, we mature and we grow differently and we have life experiences. Maybe those things I used to do in my 20s, I no longer do. I look at things differently than when I was a 20-year-old, now I'm more mature. I live a different lifestyle. So it's quite possible. Like you could definitely spin the block. If you were with somebody years ago and, maybe you weren't ready for that relationship, or maybe that person wasn't ready, right? Maybe that person needed some time to grow. Maybe you needed some time to grow and mature and have more experience behind you. Hey, Miss Betty, how you doing? It's going well. You know what? I'm hot. I'm hot. I did not dress right today. I dressed for winter and I was feeling like summer. It was 35 degrees when I got up this morning to start dropping kids off, and now it's like 60 something, and I didn't have time to go home and change clothes, and I'm hot and I have my windows down and I'm also sitting in the sun, so this is not helping. I went to market and got some greens and mustards cooking on. Ooh, greens, that sounds so good. Some mustards. I like mustard greens. I have not had any in years, man. Now it's 70. It's 70 degrees. It was 58. See, it wasn't cold there, but it was colder than it is now. Now it's 70. Yeah, it was 32 here. Now it's like 60 something. Let me check my watch. It's 60 something degrees, and I can tell because I'm like hot. I'm hot, y'all. It say it's 60 degrees. That's a big jump from 35, 32. It was 32 this morning. So I'm hot now, and I'm just hot. Girl, they even had homegrown eggs there too. They did? Oh my goodness. Did you get so they were organic, 32 degrees. It's too cold. 32 is way too cold. I had my coat on. I really had a coat on, but I took that off. I'm like, this weather is, I don't know whether I should dress for, it's that time of year where you got to make a decision if you go just push through it and dress, for the warm weather later on during the day, or just dress for the cold weather. I'm going to dress for the cold weather because I'm always cold. So I'd rather just push through it. And if I'm hot at the end of the day, I'm just hot. That's just it. I can't do it because I don't like being, I don't like being cold. I don't like being cold. So now that it's hot, I just got to pay the price. So yeah, Miss Betty, I'm talking about spinning the block. You may or may not know what that term is. It was really my first time hearing it, but I just kind of made an assumption, and my assumption was right. Now 11 in the house. Yeah, wow, it was 11. It's fluctuating, going up and down. So I was like, would I ever do that? And so I don't think it's a one size fits all approach. See, I'm sitting out here waiting in the parking lot like all the parents do. Can you all see me okay? Thumbs up. Thank you, Miss Betty. Thumbs up, everybody. And let me know if you would spin the block. If you are not married, we're not trying to get married people in trouble. If you're single and you're listening to this video, would you spin the block? Yep, we can. Okay, good. Thank you, Miss Betty. So yeah, I just wondered that. So I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? So the way I heard them talking about it was romantic relationship type. Oops, I'm married. Yeah, I know. See, we married. We not spinning the block. We are not spinning the block. Not today, not tomorrow. Well, I can only speak for myself. I'm not spinning the block. I'm not even interested in not doing it. So I was just thinking, I was like, for some people who, 30 plus years, yeah, that's awesome. I'm at 20, let's see, 22. I'll be at 22 years. So yeah, I'm not spinning the block. I ain't spending nothing. I'm not spending nothing. Maybe my daughter's basketball, but I'm not spending nothing. Spending the block. Did you do any shorts today? No, I didn't do any today. I did some. Did I do some yesterday? I worked on business stuff. Okay, here's the story. So yesterday I wasn't here because I was out of state and I had 3 children that were sick. So today I still have one of the 3 that were sick. So I had to stay there and take care of her and do some other things, some business related stuff. And I was like, if I go live, I'm not going to be able to get this stuff done within a time frame. So I was like, let me get to the business side of it, because that's a lot that I have been putting on the back burner because I was trying to do shorts and lives and all this other stuff. So I was like, let me just focus on, what I need to do with the business end of it, and then I'm gonna come back. So I circled the block with this one. I circled the block with this one, y'all. I was like, okay, live or business stuff. I got to do business stuff. So that's what I was doing. Why these people hating on DoorDash and Dante? I don't know Dante, but I do know DoorDash. I don't even know. I didn't even know they were hating on her, because I'm behind it. I'm behind. I'm just like so worried about myself right now. Let me see. Hi, Gavin. How you doing? Thank you for coming in. Gavin, would you ever circle the block? Do you even know what circle the block means? If you do, let us know. Would you ever circle the block? Dante. Who is Dante, Miss Betty? You're going to have to send me the link or something so I can find out who Dante is. But I don't know. I don't understand why people hate on anybody why are you hating on anybody, period? That's my whole thing. I don't even have time to worry about hating on anybody or figuring out what other people have going on. I can't even get my words out. Trying to figure out what other people have going on. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know at what magnitude they hating on this person or these 2 people, but let them be, child. Let these people be. Let these people live their life. He's a small YouTuber. That one video took him big. Oh, okay. Good for him. Good for him. Look, I've not had that experience, but we all have our different journeys, don't we? But I don't know. I don't understand. Hey, Sifton. Hey, Mona. How you doing? Hey, Mona. How you doing? How you doing? It's 3:01. Oh, I still got time. So, y'all, it is really hot out here. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to put my other window down a little bit. But I don't know. I really don't. Can anybody tell me, why do people hate on other people? Because to me, people are, on YouTube for different reasons. They're trying to grow a business, right? Or they just love to make content. It could be both. It could be trying to grow a business, making content. I happen to be on here doing both. Or it could be that it's a hobby. I don't know. I can't even answer that question. I know I mind my business. That's what I try to do. I mind my business, and I don't have time to hate on anybody. What I do is try to push myself to do the best that I can do. That's what I do. That's my theory. Look, Andrea, that was not your best. You need to do better. And that was kind of where I was today. Okay, I'm not doing my best job as far as the business end, because I guess I thought, the Lord was going to send somebody to handle all the business work for me. and I could just focus on content. But he's like, no, child, you better get it together. Get your behind in motion and get to it. Hey, OG Brand, how you doing? They don't have a life. That's pretty much what it comes down to, I think, Mona. Hey, I am Betty. Hey, Gavin. It has to be, because why are you worried about what somebody else is doing, what somebody else got going on? And again, I can only speak for myself. I don't worry about what other people have going on and about what other people are doing. I'm trying to worry about myself and make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So that's my take. I mind my own business. I don't worry about what anybody else is doing. They not paying my bills, so I can't be concerned. That's my take. Geeky girls, people hate because you're growing and they emotional. That's a good one, Brand. That's possibly it. Some people see the other person as their competition, right? They see the other person as their competition. that person's not your competition. Like, you're really your own competition, because you don't know, like I said in another live, you don't know what that person did to get to that point, right? You don't know what kind of trials they went through to get there. You don't know what they did just in general to get to that point. And also, we're all individual people. We are all unique, and we all have special gifts and talents. So why would I compare what I'm doing to OG Brand or to Mona or to Miss Betty? I can't, because we're different people. Hey Proud, how you doing? Hello. Hey, how you doing? Are you still working? Are you in the oh my goodness. I was about to say a word, but I don't think it would be receptive here, because some people say things differently. I was gonna say fields. I don't know if that's appropriate, and I know you don't work in the fields. I know it's called something else, but I can't even think of the word right now. But how you doing? Proud. How you doing? That's what I would say. I'm Betty. I know, right? I just moved to a new place. You moved to a new place? What you talking about, Brand? Let me see. Brand, did you see Roger Rabbit today? I am Betty. Proud mix. Hey, you silly. Doing all right, thanks. And yes, here at work. Good for you. I hope you are a farm life. Thank you. That's what it's called. Yeah, you're enjoying the farm. Hey, Proud. Geeky girls, nobody can stop me but God and his son Christ. Hello, people. Say, Buttfiles. That's how I see it. Nobody can stop. Listen, can't nobody stop your shine. Can't nobody, you know, um, nobody, because this is what I really, really think. Like, what God has for me is for me. And when God wants me to have what it is that I'm supposed to have, then he's going to make sure that I am in place to get it. And I'm going to definitely see it. So I don't have to worry about what somebody else is doing and how they're doing it. For me, I'm a person that is very hard on myself. Not hard on myself to the point where I'm like beat myself up. Not that. I mean, I know what I can do. And I always want to push myself to do better than whatever I did yesterday. So if I'm comparing myself to anybody, it's always me. It's always me. I'm not concerned with anybody else is doing. Hey, Buttfiles, what's for you is for you. Absolutely, Mona. What's for me is for me. And why am I worried about who was doing what time they did it, who they did it with? That's just taking away time and energy from me doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, yeah, I don't concern myself with that. Like I said, if I did something, I'm going to spin the block and come back. So, spin the block. Y'all, the question is, would you spin the block for somebody from your past? I'm just going to make the question the way I want to make it. So, would you go back to a old relationship, a prior relationship? So that's the first thing. Okay, that was the question. But what I thought about when I heard this was, would you spin the block for Jesus, right? Because you all know, okay, my twist is Christ-centered, right? And you can answer both ways. So my question is, would you spin the block for Jesus? The reason I say that is because some of us, well, I say myself, I can remember a time when I was, doing my own thing. I really was not checking for God like that. I knew God, I love God, but I was just trying to do my own thing and be all the best Andre could be. Be what I thought was the best that Andre could be. And I was like, so I had to spin the block. I really had to spin the block and come back and realize that God controls my life, and that I had to be able to submit my plans to him, because where my plans was this, that, right? I had everything planned out. I had to just say, okay, you're gonna have to give it to him and submit this to him. So I had to spin the block a couple times. Y'all, I still spin the block with certain things. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it this way. And then God be like, no, you're gonna do it that way. And I'll be like, no, I'm gonna go do this, and then I'm gonna come back. And then I gotta spin the block. I'll be like, man, dang, I should have just did it that way the first time. It was delayed obedience. Remember, we talked about that, because I thought I had a great plan, and then I was like, okay, no, your plan was not good. Like, you you fumbled the ball. Now you got to go back and be like, Lord, okay, I should have listened the first time. But God is good all the time. He give us chances. He definitely have given me chances. What's for you is for you. Your aspirations cannot be stopped, only delayed by you. Be not your own worst enemy. Yes, because sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. I can. Hello, Geeky Girl. Hey, Miss Lynn, how you doing? Hey, Miss Lynn, do you know what spin the block means, Miss Lynn? Do you know? I know. Okay, it could mean something violent to you all. We're not talking about the violent way because I googled it. I was like, what? Spin the block? Let me look that up and make sure I'm saying it right before I get on these YouTube streets and say spin the block. And then people be like, girl, that is not how you use spin the block. So I looked it up. It can mean something violent. We're not talking about the violent way. You can look it up if you want to know what it is. Okay. I'm not talking about that way. I'm talking about spinning the block in a prior relationship. Like if you were romantically involved with somebody, would you go back to that person if you are not married? We're not talking to you married people. Stay married. Well, that's your decision. Your marriage is your marriage. It's not my business. I'm just saying I don't want to get anybody in trouble. If you marry and your spouse come back and they see you writing this stuff in the chats, just be quiet. If you single, then you go ahead and you can sound off. Would you spin the block? Would you spin the block and date somebody that you used to previously date? Right? Because the conclusion I came to is that, you know, we grow and we mature. So what if you reconnected with that person? Think about Ashanti and Nelly. Didn't they spin the block? If I'm understanding it correctly. And I'm going to try to catch up with this chat because I'm all the way behind. 309. Ooh, what I don't understand is why people out here so early. I don't know. I'm out here early, but it's because I thought I'd do a live while I'm waiting. Let's see. So, hey, Miss Lynn, what God gives you, nobody can take it away. I agree with that, Mona, so much. I definitely, 1,000. I agree with 1,000%. Geeky girls, I'm blessed. Going to keep on being me. If you don't have no haters, then you're not moving right. I put my trust in Christ. Well, you know what it say. You know what the Bible say. You know. So we are going to expect that. But what I'm saying is, I don't give that my energy. I really don't. I really don't give it my energy. I got 5, 6 people that I, care for. Well, it's more than that. I'm talking about my household. I have 5 children. They occupy my time. I don't really have time to give anybody else. I really don't. And I know people probably like, I know somebody who got 10 kids and they a busy person. If they got 10 kids, let me trust and believe. I got 5 and they keep me pretty busy. So I don't have time to be worried about what other people doing, what they doing. Like I said, how they doing it. I just worry about myself. Hello, OG Brand. Would you give a limb for one that would let you fall? Let's see. Thank God for his patience with us. I hope I read that right, proud, because this sun is in my eyes. I know y'all can't really see it. It's the way I'm parked. It's my fault. Would you give a limb for one that will let you fall? That says fall, right? Not fail. Would you give a limb? Would you? Like a limb, one of the arms, the legs? One of your arms, the legs? Thank God for his patience with us. Oh my goodness, Miss Lynn. Ain't nothing like the patience of God. I'm telling you. And for us to be able to get patience, through the Holy Spirit, thank God for that, because that fruit of the Spirit is a real deal. And I'm telling y'all, if I ain't need nothing else, I needed some patience, and I sure asked for it, and God sure, watch that video I made on patience. He sure gave it to me, not the way I thought he was going to do it, but he gave it to me. I'm more patient today than I was definitely a year ago, or 2 or 3, and I'm still growing in patience. Like, definitely is definitely a sign of the fruit of the Spirit. I can say that. For anybody who does not know what the fruit of the Spirit is, just look it up. I could tell you, it's something that's given by God. Hey, Simone TV. How you doing? Hey. Because I see my friends coming in because I wasn't here at 10 a.m., you all. I was momming hard. Like, my daughter, she's had this fever for a couple days, and when I picked my other child up, I just dropped them both off at the house so she could watch her for me while I came to get the other child. So that's the only reason why I'm able to do this without any mommies in the back, because the kids help me out, the older kids help me out. So Simone, hey, Lynn's life lesson, hey, thanks for all the amazing support. I'll be back soon. Yes, thanks for all the amazing support to everybody on here, because everybody in here supports me in some way, form, or fashion. Even if you all just come in here and sit with me in the lives, you all are supportive. I'm hot, y'all. I'll put this sweater on. And me, I layer up. I have a shirt on under the sweater. And now the sun is shining. And I have my sweatpants. Cargo sweatpants, to be exact. Some thick socks. And my boots. So I'm pretty warm. But it's okay. When I go outside, the wind is blowing a little bit, though. I'm just not going to go out right now. I just don't believe in looking back. Me either. I don't either, Miss Lynn. Oh, that's why you said you want to circle the block? Well, what if... Okay, I was saying, okay, I was saying that if I weren't married, and I can't think of anybody I would circle the block with, but I would say I'm not completely against circling the block romantically if I were not married. Let's just pretend I was single for a second and I had a suitor, like somebody that I was like, okay, we broke up because maybe we were younger, we just weren't ready for that, commitment. I didn't have anything against the person, right? Like we ended on good terms. It's just that we just kind of grew apart. Then I don't really see anything wrong with circling the block. Like if they still have standards that you ask for, and if they have, first of all, for me, they would have to have a belief in God. Like that guy, that would have to be number one. Like if you did not, that would cancel you out. That would be the first thing to cancel you out, because what I found out is it can be very difficult to be with somebody that does not believe the same thing you believe. I'm talking about for myself. Not all you are going to agree with that, and that's okay. That's quite all right with me. I'm just saying, for me, if I were single, that person would have to believe in God and have to have God as their Lord and Savior, because it's a difference when you're like, oh, I'm going to church, I do blah blah blah. No, I want to know, is God your Lord and Savior, and do you follow the teachings of Jesus Christ? Are you walking, under the authority of Christ? That would be my first priority, and then we can talk about all the other stuff, because somebody who's following God and that has the Holy Spirit, I don't have to worry about a whole lot of things that come with somebody who does not. So that's my first thing. All right. So that would be one of my non-negotiables. Some people have non-negotiables. I will be that person that would have non-negotiables and some things that I could compromise on. That would not be one of them. Okay. So that would be that. And so that's one for me. If you want to drop some in the chat that will be a non-negotiable for you, because maybe somebody single is watching this or will watch this and might want to know what can be a non-negotiable for me, right? So that would be one for me. I want somebody who is a believer. I have somebody that's a believer, so I'm fine. But if I were dating, I would definitely say I want somebody who's a believer, because I'm not going to be going through some unnecessary stuff that I don't have to. You don't even have to spin the block due to the fact you can't escape what you attract. However, you have a choice. My choice would be to focus forward. I don't look backwards. That's in my rearview mirror. Oh, that's a good point. You got some good points. I've not done that. Before I got married, I never circled the block or spun the block. Can we say spun the block? I was never in a situation where I had to spin the block. But I'm thinking about people who, I don't know, people who believe in second chances. Like maybe they did not, maybe they still love that person, right? But maybe, like I said, maybe they both just need a chance to grow. And then what if you reconnect with that person and then they're like, you find out that they've changed and they've grown, and I wouldn't say jump on it immediately. Like I would really have to know this person is solid. And then would you spin the block? I'm just asking. I'm wondering, because I heard this morning. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Spin the block. So it all depends on why I left, and did they learn from their mistakes? See, that's where I am, Mona. I'm like, if it wasn't egregious, right? And if we didn't end on bad terms, well, like honestly, everybody I've dated, like I didn't end on bad terms with that person. It mostly was just because I was moving away and I didn't want to have long distance things. I know people do that. I just didn't want that for my life. Or it was, I just was not in that space at that time. I wanted to be single. I wanted to be free. I didn't want any attachment. So what if it was something like that? And you're like, okay, this person has a good heart. They blah, 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 blah. They believe in God or whatever it is that you're looking for, right? But you spin the block. What did I miss? Simone TV, you probably heard it by now, because I repeated it. I did repeat what I said. We're talking about spinning the block. Do you know what that is, Simone TV? Hello. I'm Betty J. Gathers. Geeky Girls. That looks like some praying hands, OG Brand. Miss Lynn says, I just believe that we all have enough in our own lives and family. Really don't have time to concern myself with what others get going. Me, that's what I'm talking about, Miss Lynn. I don't know how people have the time to mind other people's business. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. I'm just one that I got enough of my own business to mind. So I'm not concerned, and I'm not concerned with anybody else is doing. And that might sound a little harsh to somebody, but I'm just not. It's not my place to whatever. I just don't. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I'm just over here trying to mind my business. I don't know. So, and also, why you hating on that person? Like, find something else to do. If you feel like you want to hate on that person, wait a minute, I just thought about something. If you don't like that person and their content, these are two creators that we're talking about. Why go over there to their channel? That's the answer to that question right there. You ain't even gotta hate on that person. Why go to their channel? It's millions of other channels out here that you can go to and support. It's millions of other channels that you can support and be in the comment section saying things that are uplifting to that person. Go find somebody's content that you like, right? It's so many people on here. Like, I'm not gonna like everybody's content that's out there, but just because I don't have a desire to watch somebody's content, I'm not gonna go in there and bash them or hate on their material or whatever. In fact, if I saw a video that I like, I'll be like, keep going, keep it up, like, do your best. I don't know. I'm gonna say something uplifting, because why am I going in there talking negatively and hating on this person? I don't know. It's just some people out there who need some, I don't know, who needs something to do. I'm not. I have a full plate, so maybe that's why I feel that way, but I don't. We might be friends, but not lovers. You might be friends. See, most of you all are saying you would not spin the block then. You would not spin the block. Interesting. I hope, okay, the B is not up. Okay, that's good. 319. That's right. I wouldn't look back, but I got no choice now. I'm locked in 14 years now. Simone, I'm in that boat with you. I'm locked in. I'm not turning around. Like, I told my husband, I was like, dude, like, you ain't got no choice. You've got no choice in the matter. You're going to be here until the end, and I'm going to be here to the end, and we just going to do it. Like, I'm 22 years in now. Why would I want to spin the block? I have no desire to spin the block. The grass is not greener on the other side for me. In fact, I was in a grocery store the other day, and this guy, I was minding my business at the coupon machine, trying to, figure out if I could get some coupons that match with some in my grocery cart. It didn't. But the point of this story is, so the guy was like, he was saying something before. I didn't understand what he was saying because he had an accent, so I really didn't understand him at first. But he was like asking me, he's like, is that your hair? And I said, when I finally understood what he said, I was like, excuse me? He's like, is that your hair? So I said, yes, it is. And I just kept on with the coupon machine. I'm like, okay, I'm just keeping on. He asked me the question. I answered him. I wasn't rude. I answered the question. So he was like, okay. He's like, so are you finding any coupons? I'm just like, I knew what this was. I knew what it was. So I said, no, I'm not finding anything, sir. I'm just trying to look. But the whole time I said, I was still looking at the screen, trying to find my coupons, because I was hoping that I could find something to alleviate me of this bill that I was about to encounter, right? So I'm looking at the coupons, mind my business. He was still standing there. So I'm like, I kind of looked over out the side of my eye, and he's like, did you hear what I said? And I was like, no, I didn't hear what you said. So he's like, are you taking care of your hair? And I'm just like, but he said it, and I really did not understand what he said. So he said it twice, and he was like, did you hear what I said? Well, I was so busy looking at the coupons, I kind of tuned him out. Not kind of, I did tune him out. So he's like, did you hear what I said? And I was like, no, I didn't hear what you said. So he said it again. Well, keep taking care of your hair. And I was like, I have been taking care of my hair for about 40 years. I was like, I've been taking care of my hair for a long time now. I was like, so I'll continue to do that. So I thought trying to say something short and sweet would kind of get him to move along, but it wasn't working. It was not working. And he just stayed there and kept asking me questions. I was trying to mind my business, get the coupons, and he wasn't listening. So he's like, oh, okay. Then he finally said something else. I don't know what he said, but the next thing he said, are you married? I understood that. And I understood what he was saying. I said, yes, I am married. I was like, and I'm happily married. And I've been married for years and years and years. So finally he was like, okay. And he was still standing there. Y'all, I don't know. I'm not looking, right? So he was still standing there asking me questions. And I was like, sir, I'm married. I'm not interested. And I'm not looking. And I have lots of children. And I'm like hoping that, that'll get rid of him. And finally he was like, okay, well, keep on taking care of your hair and have a nice day. And I was like, all right, thank you very much. You have a great week. But why do we have to go through all that? Because I don't know. I almost felt like I was borderline being rude because I was trying to keep it real quick. And I don't know. You all let me know. What do you do if somebody is visibly trying to, holler at you, right? And you're trying to brush them off. And I was like, I'm married, please. But I was so busy trying to get my coupons, I was not fully attentive to them. So that I think that just made him stay there longer and linger. I don't know. Tell me what you all think. That's right. I wouldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't proud. You wouldn't spin the block. That's my non-negotiable too. Christ or nothing. Yes, that's a not. That's my non-negotiable. Christ or nothing. I'm not. Listen, I'm at the age now, you all, where I just don't like foolishness. I don't like wasting my time. I don't like wasting my energy. I don't like having conversations that are not productive. I just, I don't like being in spaces that are negative, where people are just being nasty and talking about other people. I just don't even want to be. I'm not even involved in that. Like, that happened years and years ago, because I decided, like, 20 years ago, I was not going to be a part of anybody's drama, and I'm not going to be a part of drama, period. So whenever I sense it, I get to going. I'm going my own direction. I don't spend time with it. So for me, something like that is drama. I'm not going to be a part of it. I just go my merry little way. People can say what they want to say about me, but I ain't a part of it. I got my peace. I got my peace that surpasses all understanding. And I got my, I don't care, because I don't. Whatever is going on in your life, it's not my business. Like, I got enough to deal with myself, and I take those things up with God. So that is a non-negotiable for me. God or nothing. And look, by the way, believers gotta believe. You know what I mean? Like, believers have to really believe. I don't play the game anymore where I'm kind of halfway in, halfway out. I'm like, Lord, here I am. Here I am. What we doing today, Jesus? Like, how don't make the devil mad? That's where I am. I really am right there in my life. I'm like, Lord, what you want me to do? How we gonna make the devil mad? What I figured out last night, you all, was I gotta keep doing my very, very best. I gotta keep pushing myself, because, like I said a while back, I don't know if it was in a live or a short video I did, mediocre is not good enough for me. It is not good enough for me, and I don't want it to be good enough for you. Can y'all see me? This sun is like, I don't want it to be good enough for you all either. Listen, when we are in whatever industry we're in, you all, a lot of us here are YouTubers. Some of you are business people. Some of you, whatever it is, you work a 9 to 5, whatever it is that you do. If you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, if you work farm, if you have a homesteading community, if you are, growing crops, whatever it is that you're doing, you do it to the best of your ability, right? Let's forget this mediocre stuff, right? We don't want to be mediocre. We want to demolish. And yes, I said demolish. We want to crush the industry that we're in. And so that's the conclusion that the Lord puts in my mind every time. He's like, come on, you got to crush this. You got to do better. Y'all, I'm looking to crush this stuff. I'm not here just trying to be cute and whatever. I really want to crush what I'm doing. I really want to be so dynamic that people look at me and they're like, you could tell she's led by God. That's what I want for my life. I want people to look at me and be like, that's a God-fearing woman. God is really blessing her. God is really present in her life. That's what I want. When people look at me, that's what I want them to see. That's what I want them to see. That's what I want them to remember about me if they've ever had encounters. I just want them to see that she is not afraid to do what God's called her to do. And, more of that, you guys. And I can't even see the chat because the sun is so bright on my phone. Let me see what y'all saying. Maybe if I move back a little bit like this. Let me see. That's my... Okay, Christ or nothing. I read that. I want a person who makes genuine in the bank of trust and keep it 100. That's right, Mr. Terry. Keep it 100. I got 10. I have 13 more minutes, y'all. Keep it 100. That's what I'm talking about. Proud, it's a chapter in the book of your life. I focus on moving forward, not revisiting why something ended. I'm just grateful God always comes through. He gave me my beautiful spirited wife. That is lovely. I love it, Proud. Okay, all right, y'all. I would not spin the block. I would not spin the block. I can't. I couldn't spin the block if I wanted to, and I don't want to. But I'm just wondering about people who want to spin the block. Y'all, it's a safe space here. Everybody's giving their comments and their opinions, and so some people will say I'm not going to spin the block, and those of you who say I would spin the block, it's okay. It's all right. Just have good reasoning for doing it. Like, my thing is, don't go to sloppy leftovers. Like, don't go to somebody who is beneath what you want to accept, and you can take that and define it however you want. All I'm saying is, if I were single, I would not accept certain things. And that has to be your non-negotiable. Now, I'm not going to tell anybody what their non-negotiable is. You determine that for yourself. So if that person has all the qualities you want and you looking for somebody to light your day up, spin the block if you had to. Spin the block. What I suggest is have a little talk with Jesus. That's what I would do first. Before I spin that block, I definitely would talk to Jesus. And if he didn't answer, I just wait and be like, Lord, let me talk. We're gonna have a I'm setting up a business meeting with you, Jesus. We're gonna set up a meeting and we're gonna really talk about this. Should I spin the block and talk to this person? Because it has to be a reason why you weren't with that person, right? That's what I think. It's a reason why you weren't with that person. I told you all my reason was just most of the time I just didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. I was ready to move on, or I grew out of that relationship, or I moved to another state, right? So, and I didn't want long distance relationship. It wasn't really that I didn't get along with that person, or, hey, how you doing? Good, thank you. It wasn't really that I wasn't getting along with that person or anything of that nature. It was really just most of the time I didn't want to be in a relationship. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other reasons. I really can't think of any right now. It was more I didn't want to be in a relationship. And most of the time it was just because I kind of outgrew that person. Or, and when I'm saying outgrew that person, maybe I just learned, I learned things at a different level, or my experiences kind of was like, this not something you need to be doing right now. So I just didn't. And I was younger then, because I've been with my husband a very long time. So we talking about Andre way back in the 20s. Y'all know your 20s are so much different than 30s and 40s and 50s. So if you're listening to this, I'm talking about Andre way back when, not now, because now I'm married. I'm happily married. Hey, associate minister and reserve deacon. Yes, I agree. Good afternoon. Hey, Chris, how you doing? That is what's wrong with people. If I can't straighten your crown or help, no negativity over here, I will say a prayer for you. That's right, Miss Lynn. That's right, Miss Lynn. I'm right there with you. Like, why are you going over there hating on that person and, trying to make their life miserable and make their day suck? Like, why are you over there trying to make them have a sucky day? For lack of a better term, like, just leave them alone. Just leave that person alone. When I was growing up, people used to always say, if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. And I gotta tell y'all, I kind of just stuck with that. If I don't like your video for that day, so what? Why does it matter? Somebody else liked it. If I don't like it, guess what I can do? Move on to the next video or move on to the next channel, right? It's so many options. Why hate on somebody else? And if you see somebody in life that you can't stand, why you around them? Move around. There's so many other people on the face of this earth that you can come in contact with. Why are you concerning yourself with that one person that gets on your nerves? Just don't leave their space. I don't know. I just don't see it as a complex issue. Just get away from them. That's not hard at all to do. Hello, who did I miss? Mr. Terry said good afternoon to Miss Lynn. Hey, Chris from Mona. Miss Lynn said hello, Mr. Terry. Proud. If only you said what you said wasn't important. If I didn't hear it, just joking. I don't know. If only you said what you said wasn't important. I'm it, proud. I'm all right. It's all right, JK. You getting checked out. Laugh out loud. A lot of children. Yeah, I'm like, I got 5 children. I probably should get a shirt that says I have 5 children. Maybe that probably would make some people go away. Because I literally had somebody I told y'all this story. Talk to me while I was pregnant. I was like, I got four kids and one on the way. Like, you don't trust me. You don't want none to smoke. And I'm like, I think I may have said at some point to somebody, you can't afford me. And let me clear this up for those of you who are like, she bougie, she blah, blah, blah. No, I was saying the person, and I didn't say it to this person. It was just something that I said in conversation, like that person cannot afford me. What I mean by that is they can't afford me because, first of all, my husband already knows my ins and my outs, right? He knows how to deal with me. He knows my temperament, my personality. We build things together, right? We built the whole family together. He's Christ-centered, right? He takes very good care of me. I'm happy. I have a home that I love. I love God. So that's what I meant when I say that person can't afford me. Not they don't have the monetary finances. I don't know what kind of money people are dealing with. They could be a millionaire, so they probably could, but they can't afford me because you cannot give me the same thing that my husband gives me. You just can't. And That's what I mean by you can't afford me. Like, you can't afford my desires. You can't afford just, you can't. Those things cannot be replaced. You can't afford my love, right? That you cannot put a monetary value. I'm speaking for myself. I've never been the type of person to get with somebody just for their money. I gotta love you. I gotta love you. I gotta be able to wake up next to you and be like, okay, that's my man right there. Not, I need to make a transaction real quick. I need to go buy something. That would never sustain somebody like me. Money, it would never do it for me. And I know people say money talks, money can buy things. Money can buy things. It can buy a lot of things. But for me, I've had opportunities too to be people. But that, if they didn't have those things that I was looking for, money wouldn't do it. Money would not do it for me. You're getting checked out. I know. No, you did the right thing. Thank you, Simone. Some people is attracted to op. Yep. Yeah, Mona. Some people are. What time is it? Oh, okay, it's not time yet. Geeky Girls Journal. You are not being rude. You were drawing a line in the sand and setting your personal boundary. We must remember, if a person can respect your no, they don't deserve your yes. That's what I'm talking about, Mr. Terry. I don't think he deserved my yes, my no, my nothing. I'm looking at coupons. Please leave me alone. The machine was like doing stuff, and I'm like, look, I just want to get some coupons. And I go to that coupon machine all the time, y'all, and I get a couple. I want more coupons in my life, because the times I decide that I remember to get the coupons, they don't have nothing. And then other times I don't get the coupons, and I always forget to use coupons. Don't worry about it. Don't judge me. I'm getting a little bit better. I try to remind myself when I go in the store, Andrea, try to go to the coupon machine. They might have something that you're going to buy, and then they don't. One time they did have some for strawberries, and I was happy, y'all. I think I was about to turn 3 flips in the grocery store. But also, that's not true, because I've been on there a couple times and they had other coupons. I just be wanting more than like 2. So that's my fault. I got to do better. They don't deserve your yes. I got to get back to work. Stay safe and blessed, people. And like, take it. All right. See you. Have a good one. Proud. I think you're probably going by now, but it's all right. Hey, Reese. How you doing, Reese? Reese, I was in your state. I was in your state yesterday. That's why I missed the live, y'all, because I was in Philly trying to get in and out. Say, Geeky Girls Journal says, I say it all the time, mediocre will never be remembered. Mediocre will burn up on the ash heap of history and never be remembered. It will burn up on the ash heap of history. That's a good one, Mr. Terry. But yeah, it won't be remembered. And I don't want to be remembered as mediocre. I want to be great. I want to like come in just crushing things, right? Because I'll be like, I like to see somebody crushing it and dominating and doing their best. And I say, don't do it and be, have just nasty intentions and evil intentions. I want to do it and represent Christ. Because I know sometimes people look at church people and be like, why they, why? I want to be one of those people that somebody look at the church person, they be like, oh, that church person is making it. Like, she making it. God does bless. I don't want to be, and I also think, I'm learning, you got to be content. You got to be content with what God gives you. And I'm also saying, okay, I'm content right now, but I know I can do better, and I know God created me for more, and I'm going to push until I can be that more. I want to be that more. I want to be that. Never. I don't think mediocre is good enough. Bye, everyone. Have an amazing afternoon. Bye, Miss Betty. Oh, I know I got to go in a little bit myself. She got lots of chilling. Yes, beautiful ones. Hey, beautiful ones. Hey, Latoya, how you doing? All my fellas, remember me? All my fellas, hey, let me see. I wish I could see your face on here better. Huh. All my fellas. Spin the block. Oh, because you were the one. I think I remember you in the live. You came in the live before, is that right? Well, welcome on back. See, you spinning the block, child. Come on in. Latoya, we were talking about spinning the block. I know y'all might not be able to see my face yet. Uh-oh, are these kids coming out? I know I have to go in like 3 minutes, you all. Got to go get these children. So we can't wait. We must remember, one man's blessing can be another man's curse. Absolutely right, Mr. Terry. It can be. One man's blessing can be another man's curse. Yep. So before you decide, if you are a person that's trying to decide whether or not you should spin the block, all I'm saying is, before I go out of here, all I'm going to say to you is this: weigh your options first, right? Because I don't ever want anybody in here that comes to my chat to be in a situation that they don't want to be in. So weigh all your options. Make sure that this person's got the right stuff, right? Make sure they got what you're looking for before you make that decision to spin the block, right? And a good example we used was Ashanti and Nelly. That's the only one I can think of about right now. I don't really know anybody else who's done that in the public eyesight. You all probably can think of some. I really can't think of nobody. But if you want to do that, and that person was a love and romantic interest, go ahead and do that. And I use the example also, if you're a person who, you know, knew about God, and I'm spinning it in a Christian way now, knew about God, and you kind of fell off, you just went, it's like, I'm gonna do my own thing in this season of my life. Spin the block and go back and give Jesus a chance, y'all. Go back, find out what he's about, read your Bible, ask some questions, talk to some friends who are Christians, get some different perspectives, and more importantly, seek God for yourself, and decide to spin a block, because you're gonna find out he really is the best choice. There is no turning back for me. I am for Christ I live, and for Christ, that's it. I can't say the word, but y'all know it. For Christ I'll live. I will live, because I will live and not die. I almost said the word again. For Christ I will live. So it's no turning back for me. It's no turning back for me. I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for coming in here and hanging out with me on this pop-up. Remember, if you spin the block, and if you're looking for certain standards, don't decrease your standards or lower your standards. Make sure you get what you're looking for before you do that. That's all I got to say about that. Any questions, comments, or concerns, put it in the comment section after this video. Thank you all so much for your support. I got to go get my baby because the kid's coming out. See you all later. I'm going to try to be there tomorrow. Hey, Jamia, how you doing? I'm going to try to be there tomorrow. Hopefully everybody is going to be well. Otherwise, I'll try to put it in. I will put it in the community tab and let you all know. You know what? Let me go up here. I'm gonna take you off of it. I'll put it in the community tab and let you all know. Otherwise, see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Oh, thank you for coming in.